Yeah, man. Just want to keep my word and finish the book of Obadiah. Um, the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, most I willing. That he's with me. That these lessons are from him and through him. You know what I mean? So a lot of people say it through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. You know what I'm saying? And then, hey, you know, again, a lot of people say, right? Let's get this book of Obadiah, man. Book of Obadiah. It's very one page. Slightly for covering it. All right. So, book of Obadiah. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. Right? We have heard a rumor, meaning instruction, from Yahweh. Whenever we see capital Lord and capitalized, that's a tetragrammaton. Tetragrammaton. That's represented the tetragrammaton meaning Yahweh. So it says, the vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard and we have heard a rumor, or we have heard a instruction from Yahweh. Right? I'm gonna read that from the top again. The vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard instructions from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen, not for the heathen, but among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. You know what I'm saying? That her is likened to that her is the same her in Revelation 17 and 18, as I said in the previous epistle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. You know what I'm saying? We saw that in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. You know what I'm saying? Book of Isaiah 14, real quick. Isaiah 14. It start verse 9. Hell from beneath thee is moved for to meet thee at thy cometh, at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. So hell has been moved, man. Hell is from beneath, is moved for to meet thee at thy coming, man. So you know what I'm saying, that hell has been lingering, that has been given to the children of Israel. It's about to meet thee, man. It's about to move. It's gonna be moved for thee. Hell from beneath thee is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, man. Right? Hell is about to meet the so-called white man. It stirred for the dead for thee, right? Even all the chief ones of the earth, it has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations, right? So we see. I wanted to bring that out, man, to kind of just paint the picture, man. Like they about to catch hell, so we know that. Um, bear with me. So now it said that it was made small amongst the heathen, man. Right? Verse 10. All they that shall speak and say unto thee, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? It just, hey, going back, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All they shall speak and say, Isaiah 14 and 10, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Right? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Verse 16, progressing to verse 16, for purpose and point. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? So what brought this about to where they say, hey, is this the man? Is this, you know what I'm saying? That the brothers that brought that shake that did all this as rude and vigor. Let's read again. They that see thee shall say narrowly upon thee. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? That made what happened to where they're not in this power anymore, man? This is Revelation chapter 14. Messiah, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 14. Right? Matter of fact, we can start. It says, I will send, this the thought of Esau Edom. I will send above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the north. The Most High brought them down, man. Going back to verse 16, they that see thee shall narrow look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of his prisoners, man. Right? And know Israel's been those prisoners, man. So we see that, man. Hey, we see when it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. We see that in verse 9. We see that really in verse 9, um, verse 9 on down to verse 16, the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. That's a prescription, man, or a description of bringing out Obadiah 1 and 2, man. Right? Specifically verse 9, and getting to the point, 15, 16, 17, man. Right? 9, 15, and 16. Going back to Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. We saw that in Isaiah 14, right? Uh, Isaiah 14, 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into the heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, meaning Israel. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north, right? I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou should be brought down. Hey, man, that's a powerful man to say, I should be like the Most High, man. Right? That's why the scripture says in their minds that they are widow, they're widow, and they are widow with basically no sorrow, and they sit alone, man. That's the pride of Esau Edom, right? They're gonna be like the Most High, man, and they ain't gonna have no sorrow. Mm-mm. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, right? Because the Most High said, gonna bring them down, right? Bring them down to the ground. Yet thou hast been brought, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, man. The Most High gonna bring them all the way down. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, right? We push them in there, man. Caucasians, cave dwellers, whose habitation is high, right? Living in the mountains, high-rise buildings, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground, right? How about Shema Shai gonna do that, man? Right? Because they're going back, man, to in Psalms 2 and 3 in the LT, man. Break those chains those chains of slavery from us, man. Esau has puts prophecy back so far back in their mind, man. Saying now who shall bring me down to the ground? You know who the hell that is, man. How about Shema Shai, man? It's in Isaiah 63, man. He promised that to you in Malachi 1 and 4. He promised that to you Isaiah 14, man. We just read it with 13, Isaiah 14 and 15, man. How about Shema Shai gonna bring you down to the ground, man? That selective amnesia can only is being done away with now, Esau Edom. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, right? Genesis 37, verse 9 to 11, you're looking for a precept. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Right? Isaiah 14 and 13. If these came to thee, Isaiah 14 and 13, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will send it to heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. That's your congregation for the was one of your congregations. That's one of your precepts for the stars right there, man. But also, Yahweh just repeat, I will bring thee down, saith Yahweh. I will send above the getting to the point, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit, man. Verse 5. Proving that Yahweh Shem Yahshua gonna bring them down. Verse 5. If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they have had enough? If the grapers, if the grape gatherers came to thee, would not they leave some grapes? See, Esau don't have no, he don't stop, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? The normal average thing in the right mind would have only stole enough grapes just to fill up his hunger, man, to fill his body, man. But Esau gonna take the whole damn grapes and the vine. He gonna steal the grapes and destroy the vine. Dumb bastard can't even make no wine after he steal the grapes, man. Gonna want something to go back to, but ain't gonna be nothing left because that's why Esau is their disease, man. They don't do nothing but think. They mass destruction of war, man. That's all they can do. That's why the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, man. He covers the face of the judges thereof, man. If not, if not the so-called white man, where and who is he, man? And the so-called white man in the wicked, man. Tell me where and who is he, man? That's why I got a nation, got a military in every nation of the world, man. Damn near. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, man. All those that were confederate against you, man. You know what I'm saying? All those that were confederate with you in Psalm 83, man. And this going back to Isaiah 14. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, man. Right? Brought thee down to the have pushed thee back, man, to your border, have pushed you back to your borders, man. They've braced up against you, man, to your back against the wall, man. And we see an inkling of that in Isaiah 14, man. All they hell from Isaiah 14:9, hell from beneath is moved from meet hell from beneath is moved to meet thee. Fuck you. I get precept for what these for the nation gonna meet a man. That's going into how the book of Revelation how it speaks about, man, what second Ezra 15. That's an example. Second, we see this playing out, man. How Ezekiel 38, how the bear's gonna be pulled back, right? That's Russia gonna be pulled back into that state, man. Those are examples of all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, man. So we got Russia, right? You know, China gonna play a role in that thing. We got second Ezra 15. That's Arabia, and that's Arabia, aka Ishmael, and the Carmanians, aka Elam. Hey man, they gonna be pushed. They gonna hem America up, man. And then it's like I said, Russia, and then Russia gonna drop the final bomb, man. But America, Esau has been going back and forth on how they deal with Russia, man. So Russia, I don't know, we're gonna go call Russia a Confederate, but the other spots I named, they're Confederate. But all of them gonna push America, gonna hem America up, and Esau Russia gonna drop that bomb, right? And brothers and Jake, they had dreams about it, man. One Jake from that a brother found in GMS. He said he didn't hear Russia, but he can feel in his dream that it was saying Russia, Russia, Russia. You know what I'm saying? About, how Russia gonna do damage here, man. They're gonna drop bombs here, man. Ezekiel 38, man. That's prescribed, and that's prescribed and described, man. And it's gonna be provided, and the Most High gonna provide it, man. That's gonna happen here to Babylon the Great. But moving on, Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, that they and prevailed against thee. Let's read again. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, man. And damn right, man, I'm glad about that, man. Because man, Esau Edom didn't keep one treaty, man, with Gad or Reuben, man. Right? The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Right? Going back to second Ezra 15, man. They shall have the upper hand, man. If they consider it, man, meaning they will, they gonna do it, and they will have, and Arabia will have the upper hand, man. Read that, man. That's second Ezra chapter 15, around verse 33. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him, man. Esau Edom, man. They don't even see it coming because they're so prideful, man. They can't even see it coming. And like the Israelite gonna just say that we spoke about earlier, yeah, man, we got hate to the so-called white man. Like you gonna say some shit like that on live, man? No, you ain't gonna say that in the public affair. Damn devil, damn devil. You know what I'm saying? Likely, you know what I'm saying? But so in Exodus chapter 15, verse verse um verse 31, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand. We see that, man? We can't get around it. It says, all the men of thy confederacy and all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Also the command, it says, also then shall the dragon have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled and keep silent through their power and shall flee. And from the land of the Syrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. I'm gonna read it again. And then shall the dragon have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, man, then these shall be troubled and keep silent through their power and shall flee, man. America gonna be troubled, man, and their power gonna cease, and they gonna flee, man. They gonna come to a power place, man, where their power gonna put on halt, man, and they shall flee from these nations that's at peace with them now, man. That's gonna turn against them, man. Right? So the Emirates are playing along right now. Certain nations are playing along right now, but we understand that this just told us, man. It just described to us that the Arabia, man, is gonna have the upper hand, man. Arabia's gonna have the upper hand. And if they turn themselves, and if Arabia and Elon turn themselves, man, which they will, they're gonna bring great trouble to America, man. And then shall the dragon have the upper hand, remember their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, considering together, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, man. So we see it as coming, man. We see it as coming down the pipe, man. Can't get around it. Verse 8. There's none understanding in them, man. Bottom verse 7, man. Trump don't even see it coming. Verse 7 from the top. Then we'll go to verse 8. All the men of thy confederate have brought thee to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men of Edom? Right? The kings, the princes, these are scientists, those in high regard, those the men of the technology, right? They're wide, they're military, they're four-star general. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men of Edom? and understanding out of the mount of Esau? You know, that understanding is the war, man. The Most High going to just take that understanding of warring from them, man. You're going to cease to exist, man. Because who can war against Yahweh Shema Shai? And thy mighty men, O Teman, is going back to Amalek, those mad scientists that created the nuclear bomb. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed. Some of y'all didn't know that the Teman, the people that made the nuclear bomb first was Amalek, man, the Ishmael, man. And I ain't talking about Ishmael, I'm talking about curly fries and small hats. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau, because they descend from Esau, may be cut off by slaughter, man. Right? So what Saul failed to do in 1 Samuel with 24 and 4 is gonna come back around, man, and gonna be completed through Yahweh Shema Shai in the 144. I pray I pray that me and third brother know above that number. Pray that all brothers that's pushing this truth and sincerity and charity is of that number. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Get that precept in 1 Samuel 2 and 4 real quick. The bows of the mighty men are broken. 1 Samuel 2 and 4. The bows of the mighty men are broken, and they that stumble are girded with strength. Man, we are girded with strength, man. A precept, man, that goes in the bows of the mighty men are broken. Verse Isaiah, 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 9. He would keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail, man. By no man's own might, no, by no man's own strength shall, by no man's strength, for by strength shall no man prevail, man. No man's strength gonna prevail, man. That's why we as Israel, we trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. But the strength of you, of you heathens, man, to take up arms, man, your military, specifically Esau Edom, is not gonna prevail, man. That's what it's going to. Your strength is not gonna prevail, Esau Edom. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. Your strength, man, your might, your military might shall not prevail. Verse Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away the captives, so like in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them, man. Yeah, supposed to be our brother, man. But you joined with these nations, man. You led these nations in breaking us down, man. That's why we have Zechariah 1 and 14. They have forward the affliction, man. This is why they gotta pay. Obadiah 1 and 12. But thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Should have had no parts of it, man. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of his distress, man. Isaiah 14, man, more and more, man, and still speaking proudly today. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, man. Well, the stars Israel, man. Right? Still speaking proudly. Neither bottom verse 12, neither shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress, man. They spoke proudly, man. Spoke proudly, man. Psalm 83. Thou shouldst not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldst not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossway, right? Let us cut them off from being a nation, to cut off those of his that did escape, right? Some of us that did escape, right? From the hand of our enemies, and you know what I'm saying at the time. But Esau cut. Man, Esau came and laid a trap for us, man. So we made it. We dipped out, and the Esau came and cut that pathway of freedom from us, man. The pathway of salvation, man. Right. So going back, top of verse 14. Neither should thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of Yahweh Shema Shai that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered of those of his that did remain in the day of his distress. So not only did Esau cut us off from being a nation, Psalm 83, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more among us, man. Psalm 2 and 3, man. No, it's like it. Psalm 83. The scripture says life, man. Psalm 83. It says, Psalm 83 and 4. Psalm verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Right? That's what we see, man, right here. That the name of Israel. That's what we see right here, verse 14. Obadiah 1 and 14. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossway to cut those of his Salakia. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldst thou have delivered of those of his that did remain in the day of distress. It says, neither shouldst thou have delivered of those of his that did remain. So like it, neither shouldst thou have delivered up, right? Gave to be captives those of his that did remain in the day of distress. That's how you cut them off from being a nation, man. This scripture right here is an example of Psalm 83 and 4, man. This is how we was cut off from being a nation, man. Progressing on. So verse 14 and Obadiah 1, you see that played out in Psalm 83, man. Right? And you see that physically brought to life, man, in 70 AD. Obadiah chapter 1 and first Obadiah 1 and 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head, man. Well, that's Revelation 18 and 6. Yep, reward her even as she rewarded you, and this time, and double unto her double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double. So we see that. We understand that. For the day of Yahweh is near upon the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward, even double now, shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, right, ruled over us with vigor, right, spilt our blood, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Most High gonna burst your bowels, man. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Right? right? The forces of the Gentiles, man. I think that's Isaiah 59:6. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. Real quick, ground quick precepts, a few precepts in Obadiah. I'm gonna get one precept for Obadiah 1:15, and one precept for verse 16. And yeah. So this is Ezekiel 33, man, for verse 15. Ezekiel 33. For the day is near, even the day of Yahweh is near. Cloudy day, it shall be the time of the heathen. And the sword shall come upon Egypt, and great pain shall be in Ethiopia, when the slain shall fall in Egypt, and they shall take away her multitude, and her foundation shall be broken down, man. Can't get around it, man. Let's get a precept for verse 16. Jeremiah 25:28. And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup at thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, ye shall certainly drink. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name, and should ye be utterly unpunished, ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for the sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, say Yahweh of hosts. Yeah, man, but going back to where we saw, going back to where he's at, it says, going back to verse 19. Verse 17 says, but upon my Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be wholeness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Joel chapter 2, verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahweh, the name of the Lord, tetragrammaton here, all caps, shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion, and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh hath said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call. Isaiah 60:6. Salaki, not 59:6. 60 and 5, Salaki. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thy mind shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. What does that mean? The bottom of Joel chapter 2, verse 32. And in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh have said. So like it. What does Isaiah 59:5 mean? Obadiah 1:17. But upon my Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be wholeness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession, man. So what does this mean? Isaiah 56, Isaiah 50, Isaiah 6:5, just to clarify. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So Obadiah 1:17, right, is being precepted with Isaiah 60:6, man. They're saying the same thing. They're backing each other up. And they're saying the same. So this is good. This is what both these are both describing the new covenant, man. These are prophecies for the new covenant. Verse 17, Obadiah 1 and 7. All this is Obadiah 1 and 17 is prophecy particularly for the new covenant. And Isaiah 56 is prophesied the new covenant. And and what we read up to this point in Obadiah is that's progression. That's progression playing out. That's what's gonna be. That's a progression of what's being played out before we enter into the new covenant, man. Verse 18, in the house of Jacob, southern kingdom here, shall be fire, and the house of Joseph, northern kingdom, a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. Let's look up that word stubble real quick. That word stubble means to cut stalks of grain, plants left sticking out of the ground after the grain is harvested. Simply put, straw, man. Right? So Esau gonna be straw. So it says, Obadiah 1:18, and the house of Jacob, southern kingdom, shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, northern kingdom, a flame, and Esau, y'all get to play a special role, and the house of Esau for straw, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it, man. You know what I'm saying? So after a millennial reign, man, of 1,000 years, in Isaiah 59, Esau Edom be cut through, man. That's why it says in Isaiah 14 and 21, prepare slaughter, man. Then it goes and there will be it says the same thing in Isaiah 14. You know what I'm saying? That there should be none remaining of the house of Esau, man. So on that verse 21. So like that millennial reign is Isaiah 60. But we're gonna see that as it says in Isaiah 14, man. Isaiah 14 backs this up, man. Isaiah 14 and 21 back up what we just read in Obadiah 1 and 19. Isaiah 14 and 21. Thou shalt not, it said, prepare slaughter for his children. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. Can't get around it, man. Right? I'm going to read it again. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So you Edomites are carrying the judgment of the iniquity of your fathers, man. You got to take that judgment. because you are your fathers back on the earth again. Prepare slaughter for his, if you have an ear to hear. Jake and Esau, you are well. Esau, I know you ain't got no ear to hear. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, because the Most High didn't create you with their ear. That's why it's supposed about Herod, that the Herod wouldn't give Most High glory. Not that the Most High needed nor wanted. It just shows you that their spirit's not upright in them, man. That's why they said in Isaiah in the same chapter, it said to get an example real quick. That's why I said in the same example in the same chapter that they will sin above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. See, that's pride, man. They're gonna be brought down. But what we're doing is backing up the fact in Obadiah, right? We're backing up in the fact that in Obadiah 1:18 it says, it says in Obadiah, we're backing up Obadiah 1:18 when it says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, no, southern kingdom, in the house of Joseph a flame, northern kingdom, and the house of Esau for straw, stubble means straw, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and they shall kindle in them. They're gonna kindle in the multitude of Esau, man, and devour them, the Esau, the multitude of Esau, and there shall not be any remainder of the house of Esau, for Yahweh have spoken it. Isaiah 14:22. And they of the south, let's read again, Isaiah 14:22. For I will rise up against them, said Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said Yahweh. Verse 19, Obadiah chapter 1, verse 19. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. Yeah. They of the south, yep. And they of the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Salakah. And they of the south shall possess the Mount Esau. So the king gonna rule over Esau. Well, we're all gonna rule over Esau, but we're gonna possess. And they of the south shall possess the Mount of Esau. So we're gonna get the southern kingdom, man. We're gonna rule over these heavy hitters of Esau, man. These heavy hitters of Esau gonna belong to southern, gonna belong to Jake, man. Gonna belong to the southern kingdom. And they are the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of the children of Israel shall possess of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. So I'm going to read it again from the top, verse 19. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. Obadiah 1:19. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. And they of the plain, Salakah, Obadiah 1:19. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. And they of the plain, the Philistines, or the Philistines. And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim. So like, read it from the top. Obadiah chapter 1:19. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. And they of the plain of the Philistines. And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria. And Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Zepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And the Saviors shall come, and the Saviors shall come up on the mount, and the Saviors, 144, baby, shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. All praise and honor and glory, man. So, look, man, just want to finish with that. All praise, honor, and glory. Kept my word. All praise, honor, and glory. You know what I'm saying? Because all praise, honor, and glory. And thank Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahshua, for always keeping their word, man. So all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. Double honor to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone and my priests, to you and to you all, and to the 144. And let me not get about the bishop and elders, man, of Great Millstone. So double honors to the apostle and elders, and double honors to the apostle and elders, and the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstones. Love to the body of love to the elders and the body of Great Millstones, and double honors to my priests. All right, to you and the elect men and women, children of Israel, I say shalom, man, brother. Y'all, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Back at which is this epistle. Till the next time I see you, shalom.